Look at this, everybody.
Look, it's a funny car.
Behold. Yeah, it is a funny car. Oh, it looks so good.
It is pretty sweet.
So cool. What's up, everybody? I'm John.
I'm Isaac.
And today on Cars and Cameras, we're hoping to button up our Ford Bronco Power Wheels build. In the last episode, we painted the chassis, we completely welded everything up, and we made some pretty major changes to the steering ratio, as well as added a shorter gear. We have yet to test all of those things, which we're going to be doing later in this episode, but first we're going to start by making final trims and fastening our body, connecting the front half of the body to the rear half, as well as making it fit on there perfectly. Near perfectly. Okay. So, we're also going to be changing out our 30 series belt because, well, we smoked it from having too tall of a gear ratio, and we're going to try to add the hood. Hopefully we can cut a big scoop out of the center, and we can lay the hood on there so we'll have like our engine poking through the hood. So, what's first, man?
I think we ought to header wrap and work on the body. See, we got to take the exhaust off to get the body on and off. So take the exhaust off and we'll trim the body and connect the two together. And I think that's where we need to start, dude.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. So I'm trying to do a little bit of trimming on the body here to make it kind of fit a little bit better. And man, a burr would be real nice right now. So I got to find something to do a little bit of trimming. So yeah, on both sides, these shock mounts are hitting and keeping this body from kind of scooching down just a little bit. So, yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I don't get to do the POV wrench on stuff very frequently.
POV wrench on stuff?
You know, like hold the camera and wrench at the same time.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments, everybody. Do you like the POV wrench? TBH, I kind of hate it because like you can only do one thing well at a time, and so I'm doing neither well. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna put you to the side until we get some header wrap. Huh? What's that doing there? Help us get to 1 million subscribers. Subscribe to Cars and Cameras now. Seems like pretty good advice, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't even see you put it there.
Exactly. Wait, because I didn't put it there.
Huh?
Nothing. I just need to interject here for a second in the middle of this montage and say that, wow. Dude, cleaning this thing, cleaning the body made a huge difference. Like, it really pops now. And it looks good, man. I mean, just gotta lift up on that a little bit. We'll be able to put a nice piece of metal in there. So what's next, man?
I'm thinking about the hood.
Trimming out the center of the hood. Man, this thing is looking so good.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, this trim you did is quite a nice job.
Thank you.
However...
Oh, man.
Oh, sorry, mate.
No. However what?
However, we're running into issues. We already talked about it, don't worry. I'm not going to spring something on you. Our exhaust is like a huge problem now. It comes right in the way of this rear view mirror, which is important. I mean, look at it. Here we go. Check it out. Right about there. It's going to melt everything. So we need to reroute it. The solution for our exhaust is to thread the needle by taking our tubing and going down in that hole and having the muffler sit right about, wait for it, here. It's going to be really tight. But it's kind of our only option if we want to keep our side mirror. Good afternoon. We took the second half of the day out of the shop yesterday because we went furniture shopping because we're starting a podcast and we're looking for a podcast table. So be sure to subscribe and stay tuned on social media for more news on that. So we're back in the shop. We stopped by Harbor Freight and bought a metal brake so I can connect our pieces of body here. And I'm going to work on the exhaust. Yeah, we're getting rid of the original puppy here. And rather than doing the simple, like kind of down through here, I'm going to have to snake the exhaust all the way around behind the windshield, kind of thread the needle in between the frame and the torque converter and have it come out somewhere down there because that's the only way we can do it and keep this windshield. And the windshield is awesome for the look.
I like it.
I mean, let's be honest, this thing's so small it's barely drivable. It's all about looks at this point. And
the benefit of bringing the exhaust around the way you're talking about is we can remove the body without removing the exhaust.
Exactly. So, I'm going to be firing up the Crossfire Pro for some exhaust flanges. I'm going to be firing up the Rogue Fab Bender for some more bends. Let's get to it.
So I just built rock sliders for this thing. I think it looks pretty cool.
Yes, it does.
This is what I've got so far. I tried to follow the contours of the Bronco, and I think it turned out pretty well. I picked black. Now I'm thinking I should have picked gray.
Really?
To match the bumpers.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Hey, but it's going to act as a connector from our back to our front.
Yep.
And it might actually, deflect rocks occasionally.
Sure. And mud.
And while Ike has been working on rock sliders, I built the CarsandCameras special header right here. This thing was a pain because it has to snake past the frame, past the torque converter, away from the front suspension, and bolt up, and also, try not to melt our plastic here. And we have an RLV muffler we're going to be hooking up right there.
So we were saying we were going to use some header wrap on this. Well, this is because the plastic body is around this header and we want to cut down on some of the heat. So we use header wrap and it reduces the radiant heat at the header wrap. Now, it doesn't take out all of the heat. It kind of takes out the sizzle, if you know what I mean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It'll still be really hot.
Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. So to begin, we soak the header wrap in water and we start applying the header wrap. Now, you got to pay attention on a lot of bikes and stuff. You want to make sure the overlap is where the wind doesn't want to. Think of it like shingles on a house. You want the water or air to go down it without getting underneath it. So you got to make sure when you wrap the header that the overlap is aerodynamic. This way it is wrong. You see the wind is going to be blowing this way. You don't want it going over. So we're going to start about over here and we're going to work our way towards the top here. So the tighter the wrap, the better. So sometimes it's a little tough to get started, but once you get started, you're usually good to go. You want a 1/4 inch of overlap. Real tight, guys, real tight. like as tight as you can do it. You're not gonna rip this wrap.
Yeah, and that's what the water's for too. It helps you.
It's supposed to help it get tighter. Now, I don't know how it does it, but it does it. And in the corners, you're gonna have a little bit of, you see how it's getting loose there?
Yeah.
But when you wrap it over the other one, it actually will, like, it will take care of it. Now, if there's a better way of doing this, I sure would like to know. Because it's not... It's never been real easy for me. So, we're going to add a hose clamp. This kit comes with these clamps. I've never really been too successful with installing them. They've always been a little bit on the loose side. I'm going to give it a shot again, but hose clamps seem to work pretty good, but you don't want to fray the header wrap, so you got to be careful. I like bending them back as a little bit of a assurance that it won't go anywhere, but it probably will.
Looks good and tight for now.
Yeah, I kind of don't want to use all of them, but I think I am.
Well, thanks for wrapping the header, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
It looks good. Yeah, it's very, very tight in here. So it has to kind of sneak by the frame, sneak by the torque converter, come on in here and spin around and shoot towards the back of the vehicle. And... uh-oh. It doesn't fit anymore.
Why does it not fit anymore?
Oh, there it goes. It is not the prettiest exhaust I've ever made, but darn, it was tricky. Very tricky.
Yeah. Sure you don't want to try that open header?
We can, do you? It's going to be noisy.
We can put the muffler on it.
Sounds good. And I'm just going to use a hose clamp as an exhaust hanger down here.
Sounds good, dude. Keep from cracking that long header.
It is very long, especially when you put a muffler on the back. You need to hang it somehow. And anytime you're building a header, be sure you leave room to tighten your nuts. If you don't have room to tighten your nuts, you might be able to go to the store and get some Allen bolts, because usually the heads are a lot smaller.
Yeah, you remove the studs and just use the Allen bolts.
Yeah. All right, man. So this is nice and tight. We need to drill a couple holes in our windshield to run our oil lines, and I need to install this muffler. We're going to be good. Ike removed the body to put some screws in the windshield, because we are going to be going for a test drive in a few minutes. And this thing looks awesome. I mean, the header, yeah, it's a little jank, dude, but it's good. It's really good. I'm about to install this RLV muffler. GoPowersports.com hooked us up with these mufflers. They're a great source for all mini bike and go-kart exhaust systems, from stock to quiet to loud to racing, anything you might want. We've been using these RLVs for years because they don't restrict flow on a high horse or modified engine, and they are a lot quieter than a straight pipe like we have there. We have this 1-inch, and they also sell a 1 1/4 that we have here. We're going to be using the 1-inch today, and it just goes on like that. And you tighten this neat little clamp, and you are ready to ride. Just like that. Bam. And, you know, it's not the prettiest looking header, but I can't help but be just a little bit proud of myself because, I mean, look at the clearancing. It's so tight. Don't forget, everybody, anytime you place an order with GoPowersports.com, let them know you boys John and Ike from Cars and Cameras sent you. Is that thing ready to go?
Just about, just about.
Looking for screws, huh?
Yeah.
Look at this, everybody.
Look, it's a funny car.
Behold. Yeah, it is a funny car. Oh, it looks so good.
It is pretty sweet.
So cool. Nice. It's ready for a ride, buddy.
That is kind of cool looking.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe we're at this moment, man. The Bronco is pretty much done, assuming we like the steering. We changed the gear ratio, so it's going to have a whole lot more pickup. It's going to have a lower top speed, which is fine with me.
And there's going to be a little bit of self-clearing going on, so you might hear a little rant
self-clearing
sound.
right here because
Yes.
the sprockets are darn big.
Yes. I stacked a washer under it, but I should have probably stacked 2.
I gotcha.
So.
Yeah, so I'm going to go out for a test drive. I might see how fast it goes. We kind of need to show you around because the outside world looks a little bit different. I got a new driveway put in. We have a massive piece of equipment right now for the next 5 hours. It's an outdoor forklift because we had to unload a new building that we're building last night. So I'm going to show you guys that as well as just test out the handling of the Bronco. Can you fire me up, bud?
Yeah, dude. I hear the self-clearing chain and sprocket.
Oh, it's so muddy already. It's not really returning to idle.
Okay. Well, let's see.
Maybe that idle screw is just jacked up.
Well, we'll crank it up and maybe it seems like this is returning, but might have to. It feels like it's got pressure on it all the time.
Okay.
So
maybe need to adjust it there.
Can you adjust it there?
No, we got.
But you got to spin it.
You're right.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Let me get a tool and I'll adjust that real quick.
Okay, that sounds good.
I'll be right back. I know it's not the right tool, but
Desperate times.
it'll be fine, right?
Yeah.
You ready?
Yep. That's it.
All right, cool.
Ooh, it's muddy. Oh.
Thing's pretty fast. Look at it just gliding over those bumps. Oh, that thing is so cool. Look at it. It's just floating over those bumps. Oh, yeah! Yeah! He just did a wheelie with that thing. All right, he's got her maxed out on RPMs. It looks like he's doing about 35 to 38 miles per hour, which is plenty fast on that thing. Don't need to go any faster on that, right? I mean, it's so small. So you got it muddy.
Yeah, try not to get it too muddy.
The acceleration looks pretty decent.
Wheelies, man, yeah.
Yeah. So, what you think?
It's all right. So it's still an absolute swamp out here, as you can tell from the riding footage. So we can't really do our Grand Prix right now. and I'm not ready to get this thing completely submerged, but we can do a top speed run, and we can do some jumps real quick. So I'm gonna fire up my GPS speed app. We're gonna see how fast it'll go. I'm gonna say 37.
38.
All right. $1, Bob.
Here we go.
Yep. Thanks, bud. See you, bud.
Flying. $38.
Man, oh, backfire. I ran over the deep ruts that we left with our forklift.
Yep.
I thought I was gonna get my teeth rattled out, but it just floated right over them. I think it's a combination of the suspension design and the tire size. It makes it like awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the tires bouncing up and down.
Yeah.
And it looks like you're just kind of floating on air.
35.
35 is respectable.
I mean, if we had a header that just went boop, that was the right size, it would probably be in the 40s.
Right.
But I'm happy with 35.
Yeah, it sounds like at top end it's just not breathing or something's going on.
I agree.
So I feel like there's another 3 to 5 mile per hour left in it.
Yeah, 3 to 5 is probably about accurate.
Yes.
Well,
but man, that thing
looks so cool.
It's so awesome, dude.
All right, man, I'm gonna jump it.
Be careful.
Okay, can you hold this?
Yeah, man.
Okay, and you fire me up again.
Sure.
Thank you. Doing anything?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you might have gotten a foot.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we just don't have enough run up. Gotta clear it.
I guess.
You sound very discouraged.
Just a little bit. It's all right. I was expecting a little man like you to
just
be able to sail that thing.
Like, probably land right here, right?
At least.
Yeah.
About 100 foot from the start.
That's okay, man. We got a busy schedule. I don't have time to go to the hospital.
Very true, man. You know, a foot jump with this thing is pretty good. The landing looks very smooth.
Yeah.
Not rough at all.
It is very smooth. Occasionally, my butt will come out of the seat, and that's when it gets scary. But otherwise, it lands so smoothly. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, let me get out and take a look at this thing. I feel like watching this thing go is probably more pleasant than going in it.
Oh, definitely.
All right, man. This is going to be the last kind of wrenching installment of the Bronco. What are your final thoughts, man, on the whole build?
I think it turned out pretty good. We definitely learned some things.
Every time.
Things that we do different for the next one.
Start with a bigger vehicle.
Well, you know, I think it's really cool that we picked the smallest Power Wheels and turned it into this. We did have to stretch it 3.5 inches, which is great. I mean, but it's still a little small.
Yeah.
Which is great. That's what we were going for. A lot of people are saying stretch it how much?
6 inches, 12 inches.
You know, looking at it, I think it would look ridiculous.
It would look so goofy if it was a foot longer, guys.
It looked like a limousine Bronco.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a limousine that looked...
And it would be so narrow.
Yeah.
For how long it would be.
So I like that we kept it stubby.
Me too.
It's cute.
It looks awesome.
And, I mean, it's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah. The windshield completes it.
Yes.
Yeah, dude, final thoughts on the Bronco.
Final thoughts?
I mean, yeah, we're kind of at the end of the journey. I got to give a huge shout out to all our sponsors who gave us the tools and the materials to build this machine, GoPowersports.com, Rogue Fab tubing bender, Langmuir Systems, CNC Crossfire Pro plasma table. I'm happy with the results. Oh yeah, Charles for the front wheels and for helping us build the thing too. Yeah, you know, I was kind of annoyed by it, but now that it's done, I'm a little bit sad that it's over.
I feel a little proud moment.
Yeah.
And I'm glad it's over, because that just means there's another project coming.
Exactly. What should we build next, guys? Let us know down in the comments and help us get to 1 million subscribers. Go ahead and subscribe now if you're enjoying our videos, and leave a thumbs up if you're enjoying them as well. If you want to help support our channel, go to our website, CarsandCameras.com. Pick up a hat, hoodie, sticker, t-shirt. Check Ike here out at Isaac It'll Be Fine on YouTube and Instagram. Yeah, GoPowersports.com for all your mini bike and go-kart needs, Rogue Fab for all your fabrication and tube bending needs, and Langmuir Systems to check out their awesome CNC plasma table. That's all I got, man. Facebook at Cars and Cameras for sneak peeks, Instagram at John_Cars and Cameras. It's an awesome build, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Finally, one giant thank you to everyone out there who's been watching this build and our channel. Whether you just subscribed or if you've been around since the early Rat Rod Wagon days, thank you everyone who's been watching us. And with that, we will catch you next time. All right, good evening everyone. We are at the Cars and Cameras Merchandise Distribution Center, AKA our friend Taylor's house.
Thank you, Taylor.
I don't know if you want to pan over. There he is. He's been in past episodes. Anyway, all the orders that come through our website get shipped out by this guy here. As you can see, we have t-shirts, hats up here, stickers over here, hoodies over here, more hats up there. It's a pretty sweet setup. Our buddy Taylor does a great job. Anyway, a few episodes ago, we mentioned we're going to be doing a mini giveaway out of all of our MB200 engine parts that we aren't reusing. So we're talking about the head gasket, the main bearings, the billet rod, the billet flywheel, the broken crankshaft pieces, little bits of hardware, seals, literally everything we're not using. We're going to be just throwing in to orders as they come in. And we got a bunch of orders from you all for merchandise, so thank you for those. We're going to sign these, add little notes to them, and ship them off. We're going to recommend that everyone who gets these parts probably should not use them. That's why we're separating the rod. It's because it took some pretty significant damage, and we didn't want anyone, like, you know, blowing up their stuff. This stuff is for viewing pleasure only.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So let's sign some parts, buddy.
All right.
Taylor's packaged everything up for us, and we have signed all of our merchandise and packaged it. So we're going to start with crankshaft seals and a couple stickers for Leo. We got engine hardware and a couple of stickers for Michael. We have a crankshaft bearing that we signed and dated for Kristen. And then we have, let's see, rod bolts, miscellaneous engine bolts for David. Signed photo and engine side cover for Scott. Let's keep going. Some of these are a little more difficult than others. And we're going to run out of parts, guys. We had a lot of orders, so thank you. All right, John, you are getting the flywheel. We're going to wrap it up in this polymerilar here so it doesn't get your merchandise. It doesn't fit, guys. We're going to wrap it up so it doesn't get your hat all disgusting. There it is. All right. It's a little on the heavy side. Unfortunately, we did run out of MB200 parts before we got to all the orders, so Ike, you're just going to have to blow something else up, buddy.
Not a problem. I can handle that.
Anyway, thanks for all your orders, guys. As always, it goes to help support us and our videos, and it goes to help support our buddy Taylor and his really bad addiction with Mini Coopers. Love you, buddy. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We will catch you next time, and if Ike blows something else up, I think we're going to be doing this again. This was a lot of fun. See you next time. It looks so good, man. I swear the bronze, the brown, whatever you want to call it, was a good call.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna die with this one.
I mean, I hope not, but you know.
Well, like I'm gonna die believing that brown was a good choice.
I got you.
See how that was misleading.
Yes, a little bit.